Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. I'm going to stop right now until someone says that we can be seen and heard. I'm going to wait for it. Oh, I'm going to keep waiting for it. Chat will eventually tell us whether we're seeing and heard, sounding or looking and sounding good. Love you guys so much. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Bucho. Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony, where we started our conversation off in the pre-chat on who would win a fight between an alpaca and a kangaroo. Chat has some opinions. I have some opinions. Mike and I are really convinced that people are just leaping to conclusions without actual facts, but that's another story for another day. Because here at Symphony Entertainment, Gaming, and Arts, damn, I'm good at transitions, we focus on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role-playing. I am your host, but I am not your conductor, because we have Conductor John Alpaca Hedge back onto the Symphony running his very first Symphony Sonata. So we only have one announcement because we're only going for 60 minutes. We're going to hit it. We're going to hit it hard. If you like this content and you would like to help us create more content like this, please consider backing us on Patreon. You can literally go to patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment to get pre-announcements, perks. I do convention giveaways and drops at every show that I go to. There's lots of fun and adorable things happening on the Patreon. So by all means, feel free to jump over and back us. Safety FYIs. Due to the fully improvised nature of this content, I can't forward-face content warnings to you. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea what character I'm playing. I don't even know the error. I have no idea what Hedge just got in his head. We all about to find out together as a family. With that being said, red lines have been discussed with us on the cast and crew. We understand that the X card is in play. X's can be sent via private message, or they can be done visibly where the world can see them. And we also mandate the red, yellow, green traffic light method here at the Symphony. The red, yellow, green traffic light method can be activated by the conductor, the house players, or even the chat at any time. If a safety tool is activated, there is no judgment passed. There are no questions asked. We tell safer, deeper, and darker horror stories when we're all safe. So, without further ado, let us unveil this cast. Chat, I'm teeing you guys up right now. I forgot to come up with the Symphony question of the day, so send me something cute in the chat for all of our guests and our cast members to answer. But without further ado, let's unveil this cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things you do, and I'm going to cycle back with what your special question is. And we're going to start with not Camille, but Perry, who jumped in at the last minute because Camille couldn't make it. Camille, we hope you're having a better day. We love you.
Yes, I'm Perry Clark, licensed marriage and family therapist, rotating player when I get schedule works. Also podcast host of Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. But no matter what character I'm playing today, it will be named Camille.
Amazing. I just heard Perry is the hottest. I absolutely agree with that one. Hey, let's see here. I saw a great question from the chat that everyone is going to answer. What's your favorite landmark? That's a good one. We haven't seen something like that in a while. Perry, what's your favorite landmark, baby?
Well, considering I just got back from there, I'm going to say Uluru, a.k.a. Ayers Rock in Australia.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Mike Gorgeous, tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things you do, and your favorite landmark.
I'm Mike Perceval-Maxwell, or Mr. Spike, as people know me. You can find me hovering around the Symphony Discord, a variety of other Discords and actual plays and bits and pieces. And I also have my own little podcast called Mr. Spike's Bedtime Stories, where I tell weird tales from a bygone age. I am also on Blue Sky, Mr. Spike. And I'm not on Twitter anymore. Goodbye, Twitter. I said arrivederci to that shit show. Thank you. Oh, my favourite landmark is a Giant's Causeway on the north coast of Antrim, Northern Ireland, of course.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I need to listen to your newest bedtime story that you just posted today, too, by the way, or yesterday. The man who needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyways. Hedge, tell us who you are, where people can find you, some of the things you do, and what's your favorite type of alpaca. I'm sorry, and what's your favorite landmark?
Hi, my name is John Hedge. I am mostly a Call of Cthulhu writer, although I recently branched out and released my own indie game called Embers of Humanity, a hope-filled post-apocalyptic trip where you attempt to survive when the world ends. I can mostly be found on Discord and Blue Sky, where I don't take anything very seriously, make a lot of jokes, and this evening, I'm going to not take the Sonata very seriously and do a whole bunch of weird stuff because that's who I am. My favorite landmark is the Fourth Rail Bridge. I actually grew up playing underneath this bridge. It's a beautiful 18th century bridge, which connects Fife to Edinburgh. And it's, at the time, it was the largest, most amazing structure that had ever been built. And a lovely random fact, just before they built it, they were trying ideas on how to cross trains over this area. And this crazy lord wanted to float trains over on like inflatable barges. He was mad and he nearly got to do it because he was rich and rich people can do anything in Britain. And it's worrying.
Wow. That's a great landmark. Ooh, well done, guys. Well done, guys. Okay, guys, that is our cast fully introduced. Hedge, the Sonata is in your hands, honey, and so are we. Let's rock.
Greetings, chat. We are going to do something that I don't think Symphony does very often and go into the far-flung future.
Oh.
These three are going to be survivors of one hell of a crash. They have crash landed, or they're about to crash land. They're actually coming into land. And I don't know exactly what the situation is. Is it that they're traders on a small little trading spaceship? Is it that they're going to be the only survivors of a giant ship? Are they military? Are they rogues? Are they lovable Firefly-style smugglers? Tell me, chat. Give me some ideas on who these three lovable types are. They're in an escape pod, Butcher says.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I'm
really
gonna
like
give the chat
that.
a few seconds. Last three Mormons on the Mormon civilization. Oh, that's very Nate.
That is so
All
Nate.
right.
This is why you won Chaos Goblin Award of 2024, Nate. Go back underneath the lake. Go back under the river. God. Oh, don't tease me with Firefly and they take it away.
I'm gonna put the three of you on escape pod.
That's good.
Let's start with Bridgett. Bridgett,
Okay.
what was the size of the ship that you were on? What was the total passenger count? Was it a high number, a low number? Was it just a few more people?
Oh, I love the idea that this is like a low to mid range number. So like if like there are some of these fleets that go out that hold, 10, 20,000 people. There's some of the more smaller intimate ones that may just hold maybe 100, 200. We were sitting around like maybe the 450 range. So a fairly healthy starter community was on this particular ship.
Okay. And it was very much a colonizing ship.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
This is where families go.
Yeah, like a first generation sort of real pioneers.
Yep, there we go. I love it.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys have some really amazing skills. Perry, why did no one else get out?
Oof. That question out the gate.
The reason no one else got out is because we were having a little celebration in the mess hall. I was backstage when the alarms went off, and unfortunately, they were on a rather loud DJ set. So between the music and the flashing lights, the alarm system kind of took a while for people to realize.
And Spike, why did the other two not want to let you onto this escape pod?
Apart from the fact that I'm a cunt. Maybe because they felt I was in some way responsible for the disaster that had breached the containment and caused the majority of the rest of the crew to get sucked out into space, and the rest of them to be struggling for their lives on the damaged spaceship, which is about to implode on itself.
And the three of you clamber your way into this escape pod, and it's a horrifying feeling because it fills with liquid. The liquid is breathable, but that experience feels almost like drowning, and you are shoved together in this thick liquid. And as it comes into your throat, you try not to take a breath. You try not to let it into your lungs, but it pulls itself in. And as you take a breath, you realize that you are held in place as this thing slingshots out of the ship. leaving everybody you expected to ever know again to die. And it's quite a long time as this escape pod fires out, and you drift in and out of consciousness as the thing is flying away, and you hear a little beep, and it has found a planet. And as we descend towards this planet, we're going to find out a little bit about it, but we're going to figure out who each of you are and what your role was on the ship. So let's kind of go around again. Bridgett, what did you do on the ship? What was your purpose?
Yeah,
And do you have a name yet?
Oh, yes. My name is I'm so tempted just to go with Bridgett. My name is Emily. We'll go with Emily. Yeah, and
That's a very farming name, isn't it?
It's a very farming name, right? Emily. So good. So wholesome. I'm going to go with Emily. And what was your next question? What was my position? What did I do on the ship?
Yeah.
My title was Councilwoman of Events. I am a part of a society or a group of individuals that aren't necessarily politicians, but they serve very specific roles to boost morale, boost community, cultivate community, things of that nature. So my responsibility for this particular ship, this community, this village ship, was to maintain all of the birthdays and to make sure that certain traditions were held and to make sure that we were honoring all of the holidays that reflected different cultures and religions and things of that nature. I was the one that threw this party that we had, the very last party that I may ever throw again. And it was in celebration of something that I'll tee up to either Hedge or the chat. But Emily, that was my job before everything went to hell, as I was the keeper of memories and I was the cultivator of community. They call me a councilwoman of community.
The closest thing the community really had to a leader without actually having leaders.
Oh.
Yeah. Perry, what about you? What was your role on this ship? You were backstage. I know that your character is going to be called Camille. But do you know what you did on this ship?
Well, I kind of worked in the same group with Amelia. My job was entertainment and such, as I was in the process of getting into my drag outfit when all of this was going on. Unfortunately, the baby hairs did not get properly taped down in the middle of it. I had to run out of there on one heel as my sequence dress was being torn as I jumped into the escape pod.
All right. And Spike, you come from, I'm going to say, kind of a different part of the crew. You're not like those two. Who are you, and what do you do around here?
Yeah, my name's Nathan.
Nathan.
And I am an engineer, third class.
Oh.
Okay. Basically, my job is to ensure that the base functionality of the ship is maintained at all times. I'm a grease monkey. I run around tightening nuts and bolts, making sure that wires are secure in their fastenings, and everything's just kind of ticking over smoothly from a sort of a very fundamental mechanical perspective. And I'm not very good at it.
Oh, nice add on at the end. And I'm not really good at it, actually.
As this escape pod comes flying into the only planet that it can reach within the local area, you just get the faintest understanding of the planetary statistics come up in all three of your visual feeds. It is not considered inhabitable. It is a completely uninhabitable planet covered in a dark black mist, and actually a warning comes onto your screen saying you may not travel here, forbidden for travel by the Galactic Council. Warnings, that just the sheer number of warnings come up on screen before it all just cracks and the entire escape pod just sort of loses power as it begins plummeting down. One engine just sort of half shakes on and fires, and as the three of you descend onto this planet, it is covered in this roiling black mist, apart from one small circle of green, barely a couple of acres in size. and the escape pod starts blaring out alarm after alarm after alarm as it comes in far too hot from whatever EMP knocked it out, and it comes flying down. And um, Nathan, to the best of your abilities, you're trying to steer it towards this small little pocket of safety in this madness, and it's coming down and it's coming down, and it slams, and all three of you are shaken as the escape pod lands just on the edge of this green area.
Oh, thank God for boot plates.
Perfect landing. 10 out of 10.
You crawl, all three of you, out, amazed that you can breathe the air here, which, despite all those warnings, and you look over this ancient wood-built house.
What? Really?
I knew
sitting
it.
in a couple of acres of ground. Beautifully trimmed hedges, maybe sort of 18th century southern US. Some of you probably seen that kind of build before. Looking absolutely picturesque and perfect. What do you do?
See, I told you. I knew it. There's only one reason they would have all those messages and those signs and that saying keep out, keep out, keep out. It's because some fancy rich cunt has got a nice little plot here, wants to keep themselves to themselves, don't want anybody coming in and messing with it. See, the whole planet could be like this, but no. This is
Wow,
what I'm
Nathan.
fucking
Behind
talking
you.
about.
You know, with everything we just experienced, I'm so glad that you have this moment to be right about something. Congrats.
Yeah. See?
And we're going to
Nobody
evacuate the
listens to
rest of
me,
this
of
liquid
course.
out of my chest.
Nobody listens to me, of course.
As I'm coughing it up, I'm holding up the boo plate, and it's like, you were so good to me. Thank you for all the service and work. Mind you, I'm never going to be able to get another one of this that fits this well. And just chuck it over my shoulder. As I finish coughing up the liquid, is like, that was at least an interesting Saturday night. At least I don't have to untuck now. So,
And
house that way?
the three of you make your way up this picturesque, perfect grounds. A little gravel path leads to the entrance, where sitting in an old rocking chair is a man with more white than black in his hair and very well trimmed beard. He's just watching the three of you approach. In that moment, we're going to flash back.
Oh,
Emily.
flashbacks.
Emily, where did you go to school?
Oh, I was classically trained at a island facility on planet number designation number for people who specifically specialize in, these type of fields.
Okay, so you were born and raised for this very specific. Okay.
One would almost
There was
argue
a
groomed
class.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a very specific class about interacting with people who weren't from the same sort of society
Yeah.
as you.
Yeah.
Where they went into a lot of detail. You almost feel like you're back in that class right now. What do you see when you look around?
So I'm looking around and I'm seeing like those slides and those images on the hologram where they showed us like historical homes back on Earth that look like this. And that strikes me as kind of weird. But I think the two things that I see that are significant right now is this gentleman in this rocking chair who just saw our escape pod crash into the ground. One, he doesn't look surprised or alarmed that we're here.
Uh-huh.
And that's a little bit unsettling. And I think the second thing that I see is, as I'm doing a sweep from right to left, that black mist, there's for sure something that's moving in it. Something low, something fast, but I can see those like that displacement of that black mist just on the edges of this green environment that he's able to occupy.
And he speaks up and he says, "Well, we don't get a lot of guests around here. What brings you three to my humble abode?"
we crashed, didn't we?
Oh, where do you? Not many people crash around here. I don't remember the last time anyone came visiting.
Well, it's
Um,
hardly surprising, is it?
Hi. My name is Emily. This is Camille, and this is Nathan. We are very likely the very last survivors of the insert ship. We've obviously just crash landed on your property, and I'm quickly going through my Rolodex on how to handle people. Like, what are the common threads of hospitality or etiquette? So I'm doing my best to straddle this carefully. It's an emergency situation, and we could really use your help. Do you have a comm set here?
Homestead. You know, I don't use a lot of technology these days. Just the force field that keeps out the mist. But might be something in the basement.
I'm going to float my gaze over here to Nathan because I'm concerned that he doesn't have a comm set and he's in the middle of nowhere with an active force field.
Nathan, let's flash back.
Yes.
You are repeating third grade at university for the third time,
Oh,
and you are
University, that'd be
working.
It's more technical academy.
It's, it's a fairly good technical academy. Unfortunately, they just don't know what to do with you because it is getting quite late at night. You look up at the stars above you and then back to your work, where you are trying to assemble a comms kit from as basic parts as you can. There's a crystal, there's a copper wire, but you just can't get the signal to boost. What did you do when you were given this challenge?
Complained primarily.
Yep.
I think it was probably made pretty clear to me that if I failed this, then I was out on my ear, and if I'm out on my ear, then for somebody in my position, there's really not a lot of opportunities. I'm going to end up with some pretty menial, even more menial than the tasks that I've actually ended up doing. Function. So I think it's sort of important. It doesn't make out like it's important, but it's sort of important to him to get it right. So I think when nobody's looking, he's really going for it, really kind of racking his brains, kind of leafing through his notes, leafing through the textbook, trying to figure out why the hell this isn't working when it's supposed everything's in the right place. He's tightened, he's fixed nut A to wire B, and slotted everything in the right positions. The circuit board's correct, all the mechanical sections are correct, and he's getting really frustrated. He's on the point of just smashing it, because it's just beyond his understanding how to sort this out. And then I think he just kind of steps away and has a 2-minute breather.
Yeah, and that night you remember staring up at the stars for a very long time. And we're back in the present. You're welcome to anything that you can find in this basement. Just do me one favor and just give an old man his privacy. Just stay out of my library.
Yeah, whatever.
Seems reasonable enough as long as you got some lovely places to refresh and maybe a change of clothes.
Yeah, you got anything to drink.
The door slowly just creaks open, all on its own. He says, "My home is your home." So, Camille, what do you do first? Are you going to change? You're going to drink? You're going to explore the library?
You the one place he told us not to go. Where do you go? Straight there.
I'm going to go change because I'm going to go change because unfortunately, in this day and age, it's going to be impossible to get another set of stocking hose out here. So, and then besides, I have a feeling we're going to need sensible shoes.
The only thing you find is this very, very old-fashioned but period appropriate for the house clothing in one very old bedroom. It smells slightly of mothballs,
Mm.
but it
Hey,
fits, which is surprising.
hmm. Well, Mama, I'm assuming it's more of a unisex outfit, or is it
Uh,
the full dress?
I think it's a full dress.
I can pull this look off. Mama did always want a
Uh,
girl, even though I was born a boy.
snap flashback. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, Mama did always want a girl, but when you were in school, you were given an awful lot of space and freedom to explore who you were, and you really, really went with it. Um, what's the story that kind of like um helps tell people who you are? When was it? Was it young? Was it old? What was the moment of exploration that you had?
It was the moment that I played the lead in Modern Butterfly. And
Okay.
I was to be dressed up in the geisha outfit, which is when I really understood how drag worked for me.
Hmm.
Okay.
And the operatic number I got to do is like that's just what cemented me to be able to go into the performance colleges. Mind
Brilliant.
you,
And
I also do a very good Hamlet as well. So,
what was the what was the theater like
oh, it
that you
was this
performed in?
grand piece. We had gold trimming on everything. There was red velvet. The floors were just absolutely plush, and the ushers were very tight in their outfits.
Mm.
Mm.
And as you gaze up to the ceiling, there's something slightly wrong with this memory because there's no ceiling, and you're staring up at the stars.
Nope.
But we're going to cut back into present day. The three of you have sat down in the kitchen, and yeah, the water tastes quite good. There's a little bit of lemon in it. The food is simple but works, and you're feeling a little bit more alive than perhaps you did 10, 15 minutes ago. And you've got a moment to decide what to do next.
Did we
Well,
ever get the name of the gentleman that welcomed us in? Okay. Hey, thank you for the hospitality and the lemon water. It's very refreshing. What's your name?
They call me Simon. Sorry, wrong voice. They call me Simon.
Simon. Um, hey, so what exactly is the mist outside? We got some pretty concerning readings on the way in, and you mentioned a force field. What's
Well,
how far does it go? What does it do? Is it sentient? Is it just an environmental anomaly?
that is a good question. It's been growing as long as I can remember. It used to be that we had rolling green fields here, but the mist just expanded and expanded and consumed and consumed. I was lucky enough to have invested in a certain manner of protection that was not normal for our society, shall we say. And so the walls are staying up. But well, I just hope they last me long enough that I can spend a few more years in this here house.
hopefully our crash didn't disrupt the field too much.
Yeah, I hope that too.
Nope. Hey, Simon, you made the statement, they call me Simon. Is that just a common turn of phrase, or is there someone else here with you?
Oh no, it's just me.
So you cooked this yourself, did you?
I do my best.
So how much land you got here in the force field?
By the reckoning we used to use, there was 1.8 acres inside the force field.
And it used to be what, whole planet?
Well, yeah.
And then one day it just started being mist all over, and the mist, what, killed everybody else?
And he just takes his hands up. I will be
So,
retiring now to my library, unless y'all need anything more from me.
which way to the basement?
He points at a door before shuffling slowly off up the creaky stairs one by one.
I don't trust him, not one little bit.
Well, then all the more reason for you to get that comm set working.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know, maybe he's
Let's
okay if
cut
he's been
back.
out here for a long time. If isolation does a lot of really, and then we can cut back.
Yeah, no, let's cut back to Nathan. You are working on the ship. This is basically the previous day, about an hour before the crash. And something is going wrong. What is it that's going wrong?
I think Nathan's not quite sure. There's a red light flashing that shouldn't be flashing, and he's hit it with a spanner a couple of times, but it's still flashing. So he's pulled the side off the control panel, and he's kind
And
of.
as you look in, you see stars.
Nope. I hate it.
Fucking hell.
I don't like it.
What? Kind of move the
They
try and
look
move the
just
cabling.
like the stars you see from your home planet.
Nope. Don't like it.
Wait a minute, that's gone.
Okay, the three of you are back in the kitchen again, looking at this basement door.
I mean, let's go down to the creepy guy's creepy basement, and hopefully he's not going to lock us in there and then eat us.
Well, would it feel more comfortable if one of us stayed up here?
Well, I mean, whatever. I don't want to go down there on my own, that's for sure.
I look over at Emil. Amelia, I think you're going to be better at trying to keep him more focused on his work. I'll run distraction if need be.
Yeah, see if you can find any booze, will you?
I'd like you mostly focused right now so we can get off this planet.
Wait,
Look,
guys. Nathan brings up a good point. There's not that much green space. What did he just feed us? Where is he getting his food from? Where did he get fresh water from?
Well,
I don't
hopefully
see
the
any
force field
livestock
is-
around here.
No, but you know some of those worlds are very good about just having entirely plant-based diets. Besides, we also don't know how far this field goes underground as well, so it might have an aquifer that's still protected,
It could be underground. Yeah, you're right.
especially since there's a basement.
I was thinking he'd maybe just have a well, you know. I mean, I don't get what this place is like. This is really old. This is like hundreds of years old. But he's saying he's got some sort of technology to put up the force field that nobody else on the planet has.
That wasn't
mean, that's-
disrupted by our ship coming through it. I mean, it could be some force field that's specific towards the mist or hold. I'm sorry, Camille. What am I doing? You want me to stay up here and you guys are going down to the basement?
Oh, no. I think you and Nathan should go downstairs. I will keep run interference because skill sets and wise and all of that. Besides, I think you're going to need to keep him on focus.
Okay.
Because you know
What's
what
that
happens
supposed
when
to mean?
you know
I'm
what happened
perfectly capable
that
of focusing.
You remember that performance a few months ago when Janice was throwing up? She wasn't able to keep focus on anything.
All right, whatever. You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Besides, if he's got the technology, it's not up on this floor, it's got to be downstairs. So you can get a better sense of it then.
Yeah. Maybe he's got all the tech that everybody else who's crashed on this planet brought with them, and he's just kept it after he's you know.
Oh, okay, guys, that always happens when we bring up the Janice situation, doesn't it? Come on, let's go downstairs. And I'm going to, you know that thing where you want to touch somebody, but you know better than put your hands on them? Like, I go to put my hands on Nathan to turn him around, but, like, my fingers just stop short, and it's just like, let's just go this way. I have the personnel file on Janice. I know what actually happened in that situation, but, you know, HIPAA and confidentiality and whatever.
We had agreed never to talk about it
I
again.
know.
I don't know why Camille's bringing it up.
I know, Nathan. I know. I know.
Oh, really? Like that? Like the morning sickness wasn't a good clue?
Camille.
Come
Still, run
on.
along. Run along.
Why do you always have
I'm
to
going to
do
go tighten
this?
up because you're a cunt.
Neil,
Mm.
you have been in trouble, like really bad trouble once. You did something, it was probably while you were younger, and you got away with it, but it's a deeply held, slightly dark secret. What
Oh.
was this incident?
I, I found myself in an understudy position when I should have been the lead. A little too much ipecac in their latte didn't exactly go as well as I'd hoped.
Oof. That was low.
Turns out there was another condition I wasn't aware of, and let's just say coming out of both ends was not what she needed.
When you got the role, you remember standing on stage and looking out over the stars.
It was quite a performance. All eyes were on me.
Mm.
So where are you going, Camille, with your newfound freedom? No one's watching you. Simon's upstairs, Emily and Nathan are downstairs.
I am going to tidy up the space where we were just eating, and I will set myself, if there's any type of book or reading material here on this floor, I'll put myself in a seat by the window so I can see the stairway should he come down. And I'm
Mm.
just going to start paging through the book.
Like that. Emily and Nathan, you're making your way down into this basement. There's a gas light hanging just by the door on the way down. And Nathan, I don't think you even know what it is, but Emily does and manages to get it lit. So she ends up leading you all down towards the basement. Emily, why do you know what a gas light is? What's the story there?
So I know this is really weird, but I had a big thing with the gaslight era as a teenager. I consumed as much information about that historical period on Earth as much as I could. There was just something about it that really struck me, and of course, one of the iconic features of it is the gaslight. So I'm trying to hide my giddiness of actually being able to use one in real time for an actual application. I've done the virtual ones, of course, more than I can count. It's kind of cool to be able to physically do one because why does he have a gaslight here? But that's
And when
why.
you remember looking at all those old gaslights, those historical recreations, they were full of stars.
Nope.
Nathan,
Nope.
it's been 45 minutes or so, and you are flashing back to those memories of you trying to fix up that comms because it's the same problem. You have actually
Hmm.
he did actually leave quite a lot of old semi-functional scrap down here, and you've managed to assemble probably enough that you could get an emergency SOS signal going, but there's just not enough power. You need a power source. You need to be able to pull the power from something probably with a fusion core.
Hmm.
Some really, really strong kind of power source.
How is see, I don't even understand what if he's got power. Why does he use these gas light lamp things? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It's just it's so it's messed up, this place. I can't get this working with flipping gas. That's just. Oh, wait a minute, can I? No, wait a minute. Maybe I can. Maybe I can actually.
Do you think
Right,
that's
I need to.
possible? It would generate enough that I don't know, energy, fusion,
Well,
electricity. I don't.
no, maybe if I can get right, there's got to be pipe work in the house. If I can get a conduit to right, okay. What I need to do is I need to build a turbine. If I build the turbine, then I can get that going with the gas. The gas will power the turbine. The turbine will generate enough power, and if I just reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, then I should be able to get enough cold fusion energy to actually send the signal, break it through this force field thing, whatever it is, through this mist and out, and somebody can actually see the beacon. Right. So what I
Nathan,
need to do,
how did you
I need
get
to,
on our ship?
I need to get these floorboards up. Right.
Okay.
Can you see a crowbar anywhere?
Um, you know what? I'm gonna go check upstairs to see if there's a crowbar. Hey, I don't work in your field, and because again, I have access to the personnel files. I remember Nathan's like onboarding assessment and his test scores and his like. I know we were desperate, and somehow she got stuck with the worst engineer and the one that she's pretty sure was like rubber stamped by somebody, whatever.
It's
Nathan,
entirely possible I forged a certificate to get on
that
the
feels good to me too. That even feels better. Yep, that feels better. Nathan, what's powering the force field, if there is a force field?
No, that's a point. That's a point. But if we take the power down from the force field will collapse in on itself unless I can reroute some of the power. Right. I mean, yeah, right. Well, yeah, we need to find. Maybe there's an outbuilding or something. Maybe he's got the generator for the force field in the outbuilding.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's in the house.
Well, let's collect this, and then we can go and see if there's an outbuilding of some sort, and then if there is, we can tap into the power source, hopefully,
Right.
and then we can boost the signal and hopefully get a message off planet.
Right. Yeah, and I can just cable up from wherever the generator is. Yeah. No. Let's do that. Let's do that.
One thing I
Camille,
learned oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Camille, you're lost in an old memory. What is it?
Ooh.
I am in a memory of growing up at home. It's Christmas time,
Ooh.
and Dad has gotten me a football set because I was actually very good on the soccer field. But Mom, just in the same way with the fire going and so forth, had set up this princess dress, tiara and everything. And there was a moment of looking at her and then looking at my dad about which set I would take. Who was I going to please more, Dad or Mom? There was a torn. But wait a minute. Was Dad dead by then?
Emily, as you come up the stairs, you see Camille reading a book with did I call him Sam? I feel like I called him Sam.
Simon.
Simon. With Simon standing over them.
Nope.
And he looks up as the two of you come out from downstairs. Well, howdy. How'd it go down there? Camille, you come out of your reverie to see that Simon is standing in front of you.
Yeah, we're making progress. I think. Yeah. Where's your generator?
Reactor?
Yeah, reactor. Yeah.
Oh,
We're doomed.
Now, it's buried under the southwest pylon, just through that little copse of trees. And he points in a direction. And as you head on outside, Nathan, and you look up, you notice that it's now night. And the stars are out.
Wait, how can I be seeing the stars? Where's the mist?
But there's something wrong with them, Nathan. The stars aren't quite right. It's like
Uh-oh.
they almost look like your home planet, but not quite. It's like there's a few off. Can you see them?
Well, I know that constellation there. And
Emily, it's daytime. And as you walk outside, Nathan is staring up at the sky.
but those two...
Nathan?
That's not right. Well, look at this. Look at this. See the constellation up there?
I'm like visibly like blocking out the sun from hitting my eyes as I'm looking up.
Am I wrong? But there's there should be two bright stars at the center of that. It's the it's usually like
And you're back, and it's bright.
What the fuck?
Hey, you okay?
Come in there. What it was? You saw that, didn't you?
Saw what?
Well, it was night. A minute ago, it was night, and there were stars up there. I came out of the house, and it was nighttime, and now it's not nighttime anymore.
No, Nathan. We crashed during the day. It's still. I don't know how long the hours are here, the days are here, but no, we crashed during the day. It's still day.
No. When I came out of the house, it was dark. I was going over towards those trees over there, and it was dark, and I looked up and I could see the stars, but they weren't right. There was some of them were in the wrong place.
Emily, you see the stars.
No, Nathan, it's.
Where are they?
Oh my goodness.
And they're not quite right. There's something wrong with them. It would be
Nathan.
pretty easy just to point out the ones that were wrong, Emily. It would be really easy. You just have to just get the stars right so they look just like your home planet.
Nathan, there's something wrong with the stars.
Well, there was, yeah, but they're flipping gone now. I don't even understand that.
They're here for me.
What? I'm gonna kind of walk over towards Emily and kind of look at her eyes. Is it? Can you see me? All right? Can you see my hand?
Do I
You can see him.
How about Camille? Do I see her as well?
Camille, where did you go?
I'm still in the doorway of the house, just sort of smiling at Simon, although also a little unnerved because he was able to walk up to me and I didn't see him.
Yeah, that was unsettling as shit.
So, how do you pass the time? I mean, this is a lovely book, but what is the rest of your library like?
Well, it's been a very boring for the last few centuries. But
Centuries?
I think things are looking up.
Nope.
And you, Camille, see it too. Above you, the night sky looks just like home. But a few stars are they're just wrong. And you have this desire to fix the stars, to make them right.
Those weren't there before.
No, but they're not quite right, are they?
No.
Which ones, Camille? Show me which ones.
That lovely little pink one there, that bluish one there, and I think that's a green. I don't know, the color. Sometimes I have color blindness, but I think that green one there.
Nathan, you are by the southwest pylon and you have dug up and you have connected your tiny little SOS signal receiver, and you can send out the SOS signal whenever you're ready. All you have to do is just press the button.
Well, so here we go. And the button is pressed.
And the signal goes out, and we cut to this beautiful. The planet just becomes smaller and smaller as we zoom out into the stars, and we see this signal fly across and get picked up. SOS signal going, and at the same time, that little dip in the force field power, you see the force field shudder. You see it shudder, and then you see it collapse. And all around you, that mist is just gone. And you see just sort of empty fields in every direction. And Simon says, "This is the part where you all run." And the black mist just begins pouring out of him. What do the three of you do?
Well, I was right next to him, so I guess I'm consumed by the mist as I backpedal.
Yeah, I think you're probably the first. You backpedal, try and get away, but the mist just pierces through you multiple times, and it kind of goes into your head and into your brain, and you relive all of your memories. And just every single time you look up at the stars, just like the whole thing comes together, and you know this thing knows exactly where your homeworld is. Emily, Nathan, what do you do as you see Camille get consumed by this black mist?
I think I stumble backwards away and then turn and run as fast as I can to try and rip the cabling out of the the generator, out of the reactor, in order to re-establish the full power of the reactor, to try and put the force field back in place. Which, there's a logical part of his mind that is saying this isn't going to work. This is stupid. Just run, just run, just run. But there's another part that's saying, no, I can do this. I can fix it. I can fix this. I can fix this. I can make this. I can seal it up. I can save us.
Emily?
Oh, I run. My nervous system activates, my fight or flight hits hard, and I immediately fall into flight. I run as fast as I can.
Where are you going?
It looks like I'm going the opposite direction of Nathan.
Nice. Can I maybe suggest back to the escape pod?
Oh, this is good. This is good. Yeah.
All right. So Emily, you were making a dash back towards the escape pod as this
Yep.
rolling mist bleeds out of Simon coming towards you, and the two of you are coming as fast as you can, and you dive into the escape pod and pull it closed as the mist just flies across the thing, trying to get in, but the thing is hermetically sealed, so it just kind of, the fluid becomes filling up, 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 and it covers you, and you sit there frozen, gagging on the liquid as it holds you in place, and you watch as the blackness covers you. Nathan, you think you've got it. You think you've got it, but you just never quite paid enough attention
Oof.
in fusion class. And as the mist grabs you, what memories does it make you relive again and again and again?
I think it flicks through several memories, almost kind of mocking me. Have a memory of being kind of ridiculed in class for my mistakes. I have a memory of managing to get the job on the on the ship against all the odds somehow. Maybe I kind of might have adjusted a couple of figures here and there in order to do it, but I did it. I got on the ship, and I've got a memory of Janice, just sweet Janice, a beautiful face. The one good thing in my life.
Oof.
Emily, you don't die. You get to watch as the black mist picks itself up from this broken planet, taking the escape pod with it. It arrives on Nathan's planet and it consumes every single human on it. It takes years. It arrives on Camille's planet and it does the same. You try and move, you try and bang on the edges, but you can't do it. And finally, it arrives at your home. Thank you all for taking part in my Sonata. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope that it was interesting. It's an idea that's been sitting in my back of my mind for ages, and I wanted to try it out. And you guys you gave me lovely shivers. It was wonderful. I'm
Holy
gonna
shit.
give
Starlight
Bridgett
Sonata.
one more second to recover.
Oh my God.
I was thinking, what would the alpaca nightmare be in, like 10,000 years? And so
I- and that
Gary was the alpaca.
Gary. Chat loved Gary. And that, friends of the Symphony, is where our show ends for tonight. This might be, if not my favorite Sonata, it's definitely in the top 3 that I've ever played. This was incredible, Hedge. Thank you to everyone who joined in or is currently watching the replay. You are indeed the best part of waking up, and we sincerely appreciate you. If you enjoyed this content, please consider backing us on Symphony, where we can continue to make more of it at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. Chris Bates wrote this line. He's one of our backers and one of our biggest cheerleaders, and I love it every time I say it. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a wonderful night, guys. Mwah. Bye.